Alright, so last summer I made a video going over the Mr. Sen lolicon allegations. Basically, a few years ago, Sen was catfished by this guy in his mid-30s named Jared, and the two would engage in some sort of erotic lolly roleplay.
I wasn't into this lolly shit, right? I'm not a lolicon, right? But
after previously admitting to the allegations in detail, Sen, understandably, got tired of being called a pedophile. So he tried to walk it all back by claiming a group of Kiwi farmer doxers blackmailed him into giving a false confession. I know, right? He also claimed that the messages were fake by saying, "Prove it was me in the Discord logs." So naturally, I did a live stream, proving that he did in fact have a Discord account with the same exact ID as the account from the logs. Now since then, there have been some interesting developments in the story. A few weeks after my stream, Origami, one of Sen's former friends, shared a conversation they had discussing the anti-Jared plan, which was basically Sen's master plan to cover up his lolicon allegations after previously admitting to them. Now you can imagine this is very interesting to see. I mean, I had just done a live stream breaking down everything, and during the whole thing, he remained adamant that I was wrong.
It's gonna be a video coming out since a lot of people aren't very informed, and everybody has little bits and pieces of what happened, but they don't have the actual story.
So when I saw textual proof further confirming that he was lying, I said, yeah, he's cooked. Honestly, should have just posted it right then and there, but I knew one of Sen's Discord mods was working on a Mr. Sen defense video, and I wanted to wait for that to drop first, and then pounce on them with this new information. Besides, anyone with half a brain could already tell that Sen was lying, so I wasn't exactly in a rush to prove Sen's guilt, because I had already done that. So I waited, and waited, and waited for this upcoming video to come out. And it never did. Several months passed by and there was still no video whatsoever. At the time, I just assumed that Sen was still looking for the evidence he claimed he had. Or maybe he had just given up and submitted to the indomitable might of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. But he hadn't given up. In fact, he actually spent the past few months fighting with random people over his allegations, crying about me in my video, and maintaining his innocence. But instead of posting any of the receipts that supposedly proved he was being blackmailed, he just started chanting "debate me" over and over again anytime someone linked my video, which honestly just made it even more obvious that he was lying. Also, it's not like people were going out of their way to dunk on him for the lolly stuff either. It almost always started with Sen trying to call someone else out for being a pedophile or a lolicon, and then someone Uno reversing the situation onto him by bringing up his allegations. Sen could have had the most valid and legitimate criticism, and people would just perceive it as hypocrisy and projection because, well, it is, but also because he couldn't even be honest and own up to his own situation. This is precisely what transpired during his recent crusade against the YouTuber Larix, where he uploaded a now unlisted video claiming Larix was into lolly.
He's been caught with this multiple times, a lot of times, in 4K video. I'm not talking about cheaply edited screenshots to be like, oh, this is Sen because it says Sen in this Discord tag, that means it's Sen.
Foreshadowing is a literary device and
constantly tweeted about him for several weeks on end, and even went as far as to try and find out where Larix lived because he, quote, wanted to see if he'd do a boxing match. You can't make this up. He's somehow not smart enough to realize that anytime he even mentions the word lolly or pedophile, he's just bringing more attention to his own allegations, especially when you're going to these extreme lengths to harass and stalk other people. So now we get to the Crows of Judgment doing a live stream exposing Sen with the new evidence. I think this stream perfectly encapsulates the Mr. Sen mentality, because when he joins the call, he has all this bad boy energy like he's ready to take on the entire world.
The Discord account wasn't your account, right? Why don't we go from there?
No.
Wasn't you?
Prove it.
You can tell he doesn't think there's any chance they can prove it was him in the logs. Then they started showing him the evidence. And that's when everything started to go south.
Here's the problem, Sen. This Discord account is having DMs with John back in 2019. Does that mean that John was talking to the person that was actually conversing with Jared and just pretending to be you?
I don't know how to answer that. That's...
Well, think about it for like
I lost my train of thought. I don't even know what to say to that.
Now at this point, Sen realizes that things aren't exactly moving along as he planned. You can just hear the confidence in his voice rapidly diminishing until they finally get to the logs discussing the anti-Jared plan. And that's when it happened.
Sen, problem, if they reach out to Jared to ask about the situation, Jared's not in on the plan, but technically Jared wouldn't know if it was really you either. But it could get things kind of slippery, no?
That's the smoking gun right there.
I would say that yes,
Well
it is.
played.
Yes, it is.
If it totally wasn't you, you didn't talk to Jared. Why would you need to cover it up if it never happened?
You're right. Well played. Well played, Aura.
He actually confessed. Never in my wildest imaginations did I ever think this was possible. Yet here we are. Well, Sunny Boy, looks like I win. Also, can we just appreciate for a moment how this is quite possibly the worst lie ever orchestrated? Like seriously, how are you stupid enough to leave proof like this behind? So now that his whole "I was gonna get doxxed" defense doesn't hold up anymore, his new defense is that he didn't know what lolly was when he was sending the messages.
I didn't know it was lolicon when I got catfished, you fucking idiots. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was child porn. It was your equivalent of child porn.
Y'all are also retardedly looping on this point of like, how did you not know it was lolly? Any fucking reasonable person is not gonna know.
Alright boys, we got a special game that we're playing called Is It a Child? There's been some issues that Sen's been having lately discerning what is and isn't a child. Hopefully we'll see, maybe he's not alone, you know? Or maybe you are, let's find out. So the first image, if you guys can see it.
I think this is a trick question. I'm pretty sure this is an adult.
Are you sure? Are you sure, Calster?
I'm sure. I think you're trying
You
to
don't-
trick me
you don't-
into thinking this is a kid.
I mean, if you're wrong, you might catch a charge, you don't know.
They physically look like adult, but mentally they look like a fucking child.
Correct answer is adult. This is an adult.
Sorry to whoever this stock image is of, but I wouldn't trust somebody this old behind the wheel of an SUV. Okay, that's clearly a child.
Yeah, that's a child. Keep Sen away from that one.
Survey
I think it's a
says
child.
it is a child. You guys all got it correct. Nice job.
Oh yes!
Is this Nairo?
This is a perfect one.
No, this is Esam.
Fucking baby.
Hey, it doesn't have the cat ears, so it has to be a child, right?
So the first one doesn't look like Lolly, and the reason for that is because of the stupid fucking cat ears.
If it has the cat ears, it's an adult.
No, wait, hold on, holy shit.
Oh no, Sen, put your dick away. Holy shit, Sen, put it away.
Transparent.
Oh,
So it's a
wait, there's a
50-50.
pacifier. It has to be a child.
Pacifier. You're right. Yeah, I'm going fucking toddler. Yeah, obviously.
Correct answer is who knows? Alright, next one.
Oh shit! Wait, is this when she's possessed or when she's not? We're not gonna go that route.
I wasn't thinking that far.
This character is fucking underage until the 6th game in the series.
Correct answer is child. There we go. You guys got
Yo!
it.
Oh! He is a minor though. He is a minor.
Actually, I tried looking up Steve's age, and it said that he doesn't have an age. It's just whatever you want, basically. I think this next one's the last one.
Oh my god! Oh no! Ew! That's disgusting.
That's so clearly a fucking child.
Correct answer? Positional reference. Alright, boys. Thanks for playing. Dude, that's actually what he said. That's actually his excuse.
I copied and pasted something as a positional reference.
What the fuck?
He actually said that.
I'm gonna wash my eyes out with bleach after seeing this.
Yeah.
He also claims that despite partaking in very sexually charged conversations, while sending and receiving very sexually explicit images, he wasn't getting any sort of sexual pleasure from the conversations, because, you know, that makes any sense whatsoever.
Are these sexual conversations that you're having?
Sure.
Is that a yes?
Yeah, sure. Am I
Okay.
jacking off to that image, Crow? Am I lusting after that image? That's such a hot cat girl. I want to fuck the shit out of it. Am I saying that, Crow?
Maybe it's the fact that you've been lying for the past 2 years, but I don't believe you. If you're gonna try and argue that you needed a PhD in anime to know what a child looks like, that you couldn't pick up on the fact that a person sending messages like "my tiny body" and "but yucky stuff comes out" was role-playing as a child, that you weren't getting any sexual pleasure from the sexually charged messages, that you always intended to confess despite lying for months on end until the exact second it was impossible to continue, and that having any other interpretation of this situation, bars, is being too uncharitable to you, you're just making it incredibly obvious that you're lying again.
This is the main moral of the story. If you tell a lie big enough and keep repeating it, people will eventually come to believe it.
The irony here is apparently lost on him. In reality, it was Sen who told the big lie, kept repeating it, and yet still barely anyone believed him. So now for the $1 million question. Is Mr. Sen a pedophile? Well, if you're beating your dick to sexual depictions of children, I think people are 100% justified in calling you a pedophile, and Mr. Sen would seem to agree.
I want to know what you think of lolicons. Are they pedophiles?
They're pretty close to it. It's like a gateway.
Personally, I refrain from giving him such a strong label because I don't think Sen poses any real danger to children. I do, however, think he's a massive loser, and it is really funny that all of this happened to him because it's entirely his fault. Oh, and since I know you all are watching from your Discord chat, I'm still expecting a full 30-minute deep dive on the truth about Mr. Sen because I have a feeling that it won't make me want to hang myself. The only time I'll be hanging from the rafters is when they retire my jersey because I'm the franchise and you're just a role player. That was a terrible bar, I'm so sorry. Anyways, thanks for watching, hope you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.